April recap, and now I'm going to be talking about our May forecast. So I really like doing this in preparation for the month. It makes me feel very organized and very on top of things and really prepared for our weekly budget. And so I like to know exactly what I'm getting into. I like to know what I'm getting into weekly, monthly, and even yearly. I start to plot out our household budget in the fall for the next year. And I know to some people that probably seems really, really extreme and a little bit too obsessive maybe, but we didn't always have such a tight handle on, our finances. Not that we were hurting for money, but we just weren't spending it properly. And so when you're not mindful of every single penny, then it's easy to miss those pennies when you're spending too many of them. And so now I start our household budget for the entire year in the fall. I forecast everything a year in advance. And so then what I do is I break it down by the month, and I like to do this right at the end of the previous month, because in case anything changes or in case that there's anything else that I need to take into consideration, I like to work that into this and kind of, just prepare ourselves. And I also like doing the recap because it makes me happy to go back and see on one page how we did on, our budget for the entire month at a glance. So that's my reasoning for this. I just feel like it keeps me very on track. So let's get into the month of May. And as you can see, we have 5 paydays coming, and that's a little bit different than April, which is a blessing. Now, sometimes we're really lucky, and those 5 paydays actually include 3 joint paydays, but this time they include an extra single payday, which is also good. I mean, honestly, anything extra is always a blessing. And it's not really extra, it kind of is. A couple times a year, you get an extra single payday in our budget speak. And a couple times a year, I think twice a year, we get an extra payday where we both get paid. So just to kind of recap for anybody who might be new to my channel, when I say single payday, I mean that just my husband is getting paid. He gets paid every Friday. When I say joint payday, I mean that we both get paid. I get paid every other Friday. So every Friday we have a certain amount of income coming in, and every other Friday we have more because we are both getting a paycheck. Let's go over the numbers. May 3rd, we have a single payday coming. May 10th, we have a joint. May 17th, another single. May 24th, another joint. And May 31st, another single. So that brings us to a total planned income for the month of $74.15. Now, could this change, a little bit more, a little bit less? Of course. But that's just my forecast. And the anticipated bills for the month, I have plotted out at $32.19. And the total anticipated variables I have plotted out at $20.15. And so I have those actually written out. And when I am referring to variable expenses, I am doing the cash envelope system with my husband right now. And so far it's we are in week 2, and so far so good. So our monthly bills consist of some utilities, gas. Trash isn't due until August. I pay that every 3rd month. Our credit card debt, electric bills, cell phones, car insurance, 2 car leases, student loan, water bill, mortgage, homeowners insurance, Netflix, our home warranty, our Apple bill, which is $3, but still everything needs to be accounted for, and cable. So that brings us to $32.19. Now for our variables, we have food and dining out at $150 a week. I did have that at $140, and it is split up. I did actually divide the grocery shopping and the dining out into 2 separate cash envelopes, but all in all, I did up that for May. $150 times 5 weeks gives you $750. Now, we don't always spend that, but that is how much I'm budgeting. If you guys know me and you've been watching my channels for a while, you know that when I budget something, I always budget high. I think it's always better to err on the too much side than to have too little and kind of be caught, you know, with not enough. For our dog food and things like that, I budgeted $15 a week, $75. And for our gas for our cars, I budget $80 a week times 5 weeks is $400. And hopefully we won't be spending quite that much, but usually each of us do fill up our vehicles at least once a week. So that is pretty accurate, especially since gas has gone up in our area. Clothing, I just budgeted $200. Health, which includes any prescriptions. I have to pick up like asthma medication and allergy medication, things like that. Or if we have any doctor co-pays and things like that, I budgeted $60. And for our lawn, we are getting some grass seed and I budgeted $30. We bought some already and we are going to be getting more during the month of May. Mother's Day, I budgeted $200. So we're going to be taking my mom out to brunch, and of course we have to get gifts for our moms and things like that. So I budgeted $200 for that. Miscellaneous envelopes. So that is $30 for each of us times 2. That's $60 a week. Times 5 weeks equals $300. So that's just kind of like your fun money or your mad money, like whether you want some coffee or you want to drive through somewhere or you want you know, to pick up a new notebook, whatever it is, that needs to come out of the miscellaneous envelope. So the way this is all breaking down is $74.15 in income, $32.19 in bills leaves us $41.96 minus $20.15 in variables leaves $21.81. So for the most part, I'm going to be putting that into our savings, but I'm also going to be taking some excess out of here to make additional credit card payments. We are heavily into one credit card debt, and I wanted to talk to you guys about that as well. I'm not doing the weekly updates anymore just because we haven't been paying on it as aggressively as before, but I wanted to do another update on balance transfers and how we chose ours and what made sense for us and what criteria we were looking for when we picked our offer. And so I'm gonna be uploading that hopefully later this week as well, and I have a couple other videos planned for you guys. But you know what, I am ready to take on the month of May. I feel like we are prepped and ready to go. You know, we are as prepared as possible financially, and whenever you get a hold of something in your life, whether it's money or you get a hold of your health or you get a hold of the cleaning and clutter in your home, other things more easily fall into place as you work on them. So I feel like we have this down pat and we are ready to work on some other things in our lives right now. And we are going to be having a massive garage sale. And so I'm very much looking forward to that. So I will be letting you guys know what kind of revenue we make and what kind of things we sold and doing a separate video on that. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you're all doing well. And as always, I hope that you stay tuned for my next video. Take care.